Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to the next video for chapter 4. Okay, we are going to talk about further factorization this time for quadratic expressions. So if we are talking about factorization, we are going to be talking about the cross method again. So the powerful cross method, alright, we can actually use it as well to factorize complex quadratic expressions. So in order to understand what is complex quadratic expressions, first of all, we probably need to recap what is a quadratic expression and how do the complex quadratic expressions look like, and how do we factorize them using the cross method. Okay, so for cross method, just a quick review. Okay, we have a quadratic expression here, quadratic because the highest power of the unknown here in the expression is actually 2. So therefore it's a quadratic expression. Okay, putting the expression into the table for cross method, take note of the positions. Alright, again take note, first column we multiply, second column we multiply as well. Then we cross multiply them in order to get the third column. So for the third column, it's actually a checking column which we must add up, okay, to get the last term. Okay, once the table is set up properly, correctly, alright, we get our answers as indicated by the ovals as follows. Okay, so this is a quick review for cross method. Now, complex quadratic equations. Let's look at them. So now, look at this quadratic expression here. Here I have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Okay, so first of all, we will notice that the number of unknowns actually increase. So instead of having just x, I also have y. But the highest power in the expression is still 2, which is either x squared or y squared. So therefore, this expression is actually still a quadratic expression. And if it's a quadratic expression, we can factorize using the cross method. So how do I do this? Okay, so first of all, you might want to pause the video here. Try factorizing it using the cross method. Okay, I hope you have really given it a try. Okay, either way, let's compare our answers. We set up the table, we move the equation or the expression into the table. Now, this is how I set up the position for the terms. Okay, again, take note of the position of the terms. Alright, at this point in time, I would like to ask you a question. Why do you think they must be arranged like this? Okay, just something extra for you to think about. We'll talk about this again in the lesson itself. Okay, but moving on to the factorization. So, other than the positioning of the terms, everything else for cross method actually remains the same. First column is still multiply. Okay, so we'll break up the x squared term. Second column is also multiply. We break up the y squared term. And for the last column, we cross multiply the first two columns. So I get positive xy, I get another positive xy. And for the last column, we are always checking by sum or adding up. So once the three columns are correct, we get our answers as indicated by the two ovals here. So the answer is actually x plus y bracket x plus y. And of course I can simplify this by writing x plus y bracket square. Okay, so let's try this using a real expression. So I have x squared plus 2xy minus 8y squared. Okay, something slightly different here. Okay, but take note, is this still a quadratic expression? Alright, again, do pause the video, give it a try yourself. Okay, let's compare the answers. So, cross the method, I'll set up the table, move the expression into the table, position them like this. Okay, so first column, still multiply, x squared is broken up into x and x. Second column, you may need to try a few combinations before you can get the answer. Okay, but the correct answer should be positive 4y and negative 2y. Okay, cross multiply to get the last column. Sum them up to check whether it's correct. Once it's correct, Okay, our answers are in the two ovals here. We get x plus 4y, x minus 2y. Alright, I hope this will give you enough help at least to start, okay, to try to factorize complex quadratic expressions. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Alright, we'll talk more about factorizing of complex quadratic expressions in class. Alright, see you all.